Good morning. You are watching EAC News, live from the Soka Phnom Penh Hotel and Residence in Phnom Penh. Today marks an important occasion as we witness the Cambodia Vision 2025 conference under the theme, Achieving Cambodia's Development Vision with Environmental Sustainability and Resilience, Policies and Strategies for Long-Term Quality Growth in an Uncertain Environment. This conference is organized by the Cambodian Development Research and Training Institute, known as CDRI. Here at the conference, we are anticipating key addresses, including a speech from Prime Minister Manet, who will be sharing his insights and vision for Cambodia's development. His participation underscores the government's continued commitment to sustainable growth and development policies. Prime Minister Manet's presence highlights the importance of collaboration between current and former leadership. Former Prime Minister Hun Sen has praised CDRI for its role in enhancing Cambodia's human resources and socioeconomic development and encouraged partnerships with various ministries and institutions. Significant contributions from international partners like the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and the Cambodia-Australia Partnership for Resilient Economic Development are also part of this conference, signaling a strong collaborative effort in achieving Cambodia's overarching goals. This year's Cambodia Vision Conference is the 16th in the series, attracting around 400 participants from various sectors, including government, foreign embassies, UN agencies, and NGOs. The conference aims to foster dynamic discussions on Cambodia's future direction. The main objective today is to assess the strengths and weaknesses of Cambodia's current economic performance and identify key areas for improvement. Discussions will focus on structural challenges and the urgent reforms necessary for ensuring long-term, qualitative growth. Topics will include Cambodia's development processes, effective policy implementation, and key messages for reform moving forward as leaders work collaboratively to shape a resilient economic future. We look forward to the valuable insights and recommendations that will emerge from today's discussions, contributing to a strategic policy framework that supports sustainable and resilient economic growth in Cambodia. Stay with EAC News for further updates as the event unfolds.
To kindly turn off your mobile phone or switch it into silent mode. Thank you for your understanding.
Good morning. You are watching EAC News, live from the Soka Phnom Penh Hotel and Residence in Phnom Penh. Today marks an important occasion as we witness the Cambodia Vision 2025 conference under the theme, Achieving Cambodia's Development Vision with Environmental Sustainability and Resilience, Policies and Strategies for Long-Term Quality Growth in an Uncertain Environment. This conference is organized by the Cambodian Development Research and Training Institute, known as CDRI. Here at the conference, we are anticipating key addresses, including a speech from Prime Minister Manet, who will be sharing his insights and vision for Cambodia's development. His participation underscores the government's continued commitment to sustainable growth and development policies. Prime Minister Manet's presence highlights the importance of collaboration between current and former leadership. Former Prime Minister Hun Sen has praised CDRI for its role in enhancing Cambodia's human resources and socioeconomic development and encouraged partnerships with various ministries and institutions. Significant contributions from international partners like the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and the Cambodia-Australia Partnership for Resilient Economic Development are also part of this conference, signaling a strong collaborative effort in achieving Cambodia's overarching goals. This year's Cambodia Vision Conference is the 16th in the series, attracting around 400 participants from various sectors, including government, foreign embassies, UN agencies, and NGOs. The conference aims to foster dynamic discussions on Cambodia's future direction. The main objective today is to assess the strengths and weaknesses of Cambodia's current economic performance and identify key areas for improvement. Discussions will focus on structural challenges and the urgent reforms necessary for ensuring long-term, qualitative growth. Topics will include Cambodia's development processes, effective policy implementation, and key messages for reform moving forward as leaders work collaboratively to shape a resilient economic future. We look forward to the valuable insights and recommendations that will emerge from today's discussions, contributing to a strategic policy framework that supports sustainable and resilient economic growth in Cambodia. Stay with EAC News for further updates as the event unfolds. Good morning. You are watching EAC News live from the Soka Phnom Penh Hotel and Residence in Phnom Penh. Today marks an important occasion as we witness the Cambodia Vision 2025 conference under the theme Achieving Cambodia's Development Vision with Environmental Sustainability and Resilience, Policies and Strategies for Long-Term Quality Growth in an Uncertain Environment. This conference is organized by the Cambodian Development Research and Training Institute, known as CDRI. Here at the conference, we are anticipating key addresses, including a speech from Prime Minister Manet, who will be sharing his insights and vision for Cambodia's development. His participation underscores the government's continued commitment to sustainable growth and development policies. Prime Minister Manet's presence highlights the importance of collaboration between current and former leadership. Former Prime Minister Hun Sen has praised CDRI for its role in enhancing Cambodia's human resources and socioeconomic development and encouraged partnerships with various ministries and institutions. Significant contributions from international partners like the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and the Cambodia-Australia Partnership for Resilient Economic Development are also part of this conference, signaling a strong collaborative effort in achieving Cambodia's overarching goals. This year's Cambodia Vision Conference is the 16th in the series, attracting around 400 participants from various sectors, including government, foreign embassies, UN agencies, and NGOs. The conference aims to foster dynamic discussions on Cambodia's future direction. The main objective today is to assess the strengths and weaknesses of Cambodia's current economic performance and identify key areas for improvement. Discussions will focus on structural challenges and the urgent reforms necessary for ensuring long-term, qualitative growth. Topics will include Cambodia's development processes, effective policy implementation, and key messages for reform moving forward as leaders work collaboratively to shape a resilient economic future. We look forward to the valuable insights and recommendations that will emerge from today's discussions, contributing to a strategic policy framework that supports sustainable and resilient economic growth in Cambodia. Stay with EAC News for further updates as the event unfolds.
Presiding officials, Excellency Lady and Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, all distinguished guests, on behalf of the organizer, I would like to inform you that this event is supported by the Australian government. This is a very good cooperation reflecting good relationship between the Australian government through Cabinet with the Kingdom of Cambodia. To start, I would like to invite Samdech Mahabawat Badai, Hun Manet, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Cambodia, presiding official, Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, to stand up to salute the national anthem of the Kingdom of Cambodia. Be seated. To start, I have a great pleasure to invite Lok Chum Teo, Dr. Chiesaray, Chairwoman of the Board of Directors of the Cambodia Development Resource Institute (CDRI) and Governor of the National Bank Cambodia, to deliver her welcoming remarks. Highly esteemed Samdech Mahabawat Badai Hun Manet, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Cambodia. Respected Their Excellencies Samdech Lok Chum Teo, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. As Chairwoman of the Board of Directors of the Cambodia Development Resource Institute, known as CDRI, I am delighted and would like to extend a warm welcome to Samdech Excellencies Lok Chum Teo, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, for joining us today at the Cambodia Outlook 2025 conference under the theme Cambodia's New Growth Strategy, Priorities for High Quality and Sustainable Development. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Samdech Mahabawat Badai Hun Manet, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Cambodia, for taking his valuable and busy valuable time to attend and deliver a keynote address at the conference today. I would like to highlight that in the past, Samdech Mahabawatabadai, Prime Minister, and Samdech Akep Mahasanabadai Johnson, President of the Senate and former Prime Minister, have always provided full support to CDRI in its research and analysis, contributing to the formulation of the royal government policy and development strategies. In this sense, Samdech Dajo personally stated that the Cambodia Outlook Conference 2019 held on 26 March 2019 that CDRI is a brain bank and CDRI is my own offspring to which I gave birth. As of now, CDRI is 35 years old now. In addition, the two Samdechs have always motivated and applauded the efforts of CDRI in contributing to the development of human resources and they have also encouraged ministries and institutions of the royal government as well as research institutes to work closely with CDRI to promote the research sector in Cambodia, making it more participatory, active and flourishing. At the same time, I would like to thank the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, DFAT, and the Cambodia-Australia Partnership for Resilient Economic Development, CAPRED, for their support and active participation in organizing this conference, which is a testament to the significance of CDRI's cooperation with Australia and development partners in Cambodia. Revered Samdech Mahabawatabadai, Samdech, Their Excellency Lok Chum Teo Ne Oknya, ladies and gentlemen. The Cambodia Outlook Conference is one of the most important conferences in Cambodia that CDRI has organized for the past 16 years with the participation of approximately 400 leaders from national and subnational levels of the royal government, the Senate, the National Assembly, foreign embassies and diplomatic missions in the Kingdom Cambodia, United Nations agencies, representative of the private sector, development partners, educational institutions, research institutes, and national and international non-governmental organizations. The Cambodia Outlook Conference 2025 builds on the achievements of the previous conferences and will continue to serve as a platform for constructive discussions among leaders and key stakeholders in Cambodia's development. The main objective of this year's conference is to assess the strengths and weaknesses of Cambodia's current economic performance in order to identify key areas for improvement, aiming to achieve Cambodia's development vision. This conference also provides an opportunity for dialogue among senior national and international experts to better understand the current challenges and opportunities to help Cambodia effectively implement its reform programs in a global and regional economic context. Uncertainties that may impact Cambodia's future development trajectory. The 16th Cambodia Outlook Conference focuses on key areas. 1. Cambodia's development process and vision. 2. Structural challenges and the urgent reform agenda for long-term and quality growth. 3. Linking the new growth outlook with effective policy implementation. 4. Ways forward, key recommendations for reforms and action plans. I strongly hope that the Cambodia Outlook 2025 conference will receive important policy inputs and recommendations through the facilitation, brainstorming, and presentation by national and international speakers, as well as the outcomes from the plenary discussion of each session. This contribution will play a crucial role in shaping a strategy policy framework to drive sustainable, inclusive, and resilient Cambodian economic growth. Up next, I am very pleased and honored to invite Samdech Mahabawatabadai, Manet, Prime Minister, Kingdom Cambodia, to deliver a keynote address to formally open the Cambodia Outlook 2025 conference and to provide his highly respected remarks and recommendations for the conference. With deepest respect, may I now hand over the floor to Samdech. Thank you.
Excellencies, member of the Senate, National Assembly, and the Royal Government of Cambodia, Excellency Ambassadors, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, development partners, and dear guests. It is my great pleasure to with collaboration, particularly from the Cambodia-Australia Partnership for Sustainable Economic Development, or CAPRED, for organizing this significant conference. I would like to also warmly welcome the leadership from the government ministries and agencies, diplomatic corps, development partners, national and international organizations, private sector and policy research institutes, and various educational institutions for your direct participation today. At the same time, I call on stronger participation from the youth and students, who are the future human capital and leaders, to familiarize themselves with the future development of Cambodia. Taking this opportunity, I wish to congratulate Her Excellency Dr. Chia Saray, Governor of the National Bank of Cambodia, who has been elected as the chairwoman of the Board of Directors of CDRI. I sincerely hope that under her guidance, CDRI will be further strengthened both in terms of institutional capacity as well as the quality and the value of its researches, which can serve as inputs for the formulation of the government's policies and also for the benefits of the general public, especially researchers and students. I could say that the 2025 conference is even more significant than the previous ones because it has benefited from the inputs of the previous conferences, as well as additional researches from CDRI's experts on current trends. Such inputs will aid the discussion and the development of a shared perspective on course of Cambodia's development toward the achievement of the ambitious long-term vision of 2050. In this regard, I would like to encourage a robust discussion among national and international speakers, as well as excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, who are present at the conference. Your contributions in today's discussion will serve as a crucial and valuable input, manifesting your care and active contributions in shaping the nation's shared destiny with the spirit of ownership and national solidarity. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, indeed, in preparing growth strategy for the future, especially for the long term, we need to examine and build on past trajectories, current trends, and future potentials. On this basis, I'd like to briefly recall our achievements after COVID-19, which is a new turning point in Cambodia's new growth. After winning the battle against COVID-19, a battle that was not limited to combating a public health crisis, but also involved battles in education, social protection, finance, and economy. Cambodia fully reopened the country in late 2021 and allowed socio-economic activities to gradually return to normalcy. To be precise, economic growth has gradually recovered to its potential trajectory at the rates of 3.1%, 5.1%, 5%, 6% in 2021, 22, 23, and 24 respectively. In 2025, Cambodia's economy is expected to continue its strong momentum at around 6.3%, driven by export-oriented sectors such as garment and non-garment manufacturing, the growing of tourism and supporting services, and the stable growth of agriculture. In the short to medium term, the government remains optimistic that economic growth will be reaching an average of around 6.5% per annum. However, this growth will not happen by itself. It requires efforts from relevant stakeholders, not just the government, to strengthen the implementation of key policies and reforms. This assessment is also consistent with the CDRI study report that will be released at today's conference, which I think Cambodia can achieve the growth rate of around 6.4% over the next decade if specific targeted and practical policies are formulated together with their effective implementation, and such is what I hope to achieve from today's conference. On this note, I would like to draw your attention to two key aspects that make the new turning points in policy landscape, including one, although Cambodia's economy returned to its potential growth, but COVID-19 has left scars and impeded Cambodia's overall development pace. And two, Cambodia, as well as the global and regional economies, is still facing transition of multiple crises, which means one crisis is not over and another one emerging. One war is not over, another war is erupting. As a result, risks and uncertainties have become more prevalent, including one, the rise of protectionism and trade war, which are happening during the recent periods and are emerging more. Second, the geopolitical tension that could disrupt the global supply chain and lead to the rise of international commodity prices. Third, the geo-economic and trade fragmentation, and fourth, the severe impact of climate change and natural disasters. The overlapping of multiple crises has caused the global and regional situation to change rapidly and unpredictably, and will have implications, both positive and negative, direct and indirect, to Cambodia's economy and society. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the above trends, which present both opportunities and risks, require us to rethink our long-term growth strategy to ensure the achievements of the targeted growth while continuing to pursue sustainable, inclusive, and resilient socio-economic development. The Royal Government of the 7th Legislature of the National Assembly has launched the Pentagonal Strategy Phase 1 for growth, employment, equity, efficiency, and sustainability, would identify 5 key priorities: people, roads, water, electricity, and technology. The strategy is based on 2 main principles. First, continue to maintain peace, which is the prerequisite for socio-economic development. And second, continue to build and strengthen the foundation for acceleration of the country's development on path toward realizing Cambodia Vision 2050. Based on this strategy, over the past 19 months, the government has been launching and implementing programs, reform mechanisms, and various policy measures. For instance, the government has activated the implementing mechanism, conducting monitoring and evaluation over the 6 priority policy programs and 5 key measures, which have thus far yielded satisfactory results. Meanwhile, to promote the economic diversification, enhance competitiveness, and strengthen resiliency, the government plans to launch the program to promote competitiveness, increase diversification, and strengthen resilience for economic growth in a global environment of high uncertainty 2024-2028 by focusing on 3 main pillars. First, short to medium-term sectoral economic support programs through the introduction of bold and targeted policy measures. Second, program to promote competitiveness, increase diversification, and strengthen resilience to address structural, complex, and intersectoral challenges. And third, a smooth transition strategy for Cambodia's graduation from the least developed countries category to ensure smooth transition after graduation. Come back to today's conference. I am very interested in the results of the CDRI study and the key 3 topics that will be covered. The study has touched upon the new growth strategy that combines economic growth policy for priority sectors with the comprehensive structural reforms. Overall, the strategy focuses on balancing between pace and the quality of economic growth, rather than solely focusing on high growth rates. This means that although comprehensive structural reforms may lower economic growth rate below its full potential, it is still necessary to promote quality, sustainability, and inclusiveness of growth. This strategy is fully in line with the pentagonal strategy, which advocates to achieve high and sustainable growth. Structural reforms are necessary and that their implementation should be carried out as soon as possible. However, structural reforms should not be rushed to the point of compromising general peace and stability. I am also interested in each of the topics discussed in the 3 sessions today, including performance and growth perspectives, structural reforms and long-term growth, and translation from growth vision to policy priorities. I hope that these important and cross-cutting discussions will help to consolidate priorities, find a better balance, and improve the feasibility of these policies. To stimulate the discussion, I would like to highlight a few observations about the current context that may affect perspective and have implication on Cambodia's economy in the short and medium term. The global context that we should pay attention to should include, first, the rise of protectionism, which could escalate into trade war and technological war. This is not just a theory, but this is what we are witnessing the development over the past month. Second, the stronger reliance on economy of the region to bolster development when countries in the region have better developed themselves and embraced deeper integration, while major economies are experiencing a slower growth. Third, the speed of digital transformation, especially in artificial intelligence or AI, robotics, and automation, creating opportunities for productivity enhancement. And fourth, the increasing trend of green transition, such as growing investment in renewable energy and electric vehicles. For Cambodia's context, I encourage in an in-depth discussion on four points. First, identifying and developing sectors that could constitute new sources of growth, especially emerging strategic industry, and how Cambodia can attract more high value-added investment. Second, preparation for Cambodia's graduation from the LDC. Third, strategies to develop micro, small, and medium enterprises and startups through ecosystem development, capacity building, and productivity enhancement. And fourth, skill development to narrow gap and address future demand. Today's conference will therefore serve as a platform for frank and constructive discussions in a spirit of collective reflection, collective implementation, and responsibility for the destiny of Cambodia. The inputs from the three sessions will provide a valuable basis for improving, refining, and reorienting policies to make them more pragmatic and targeted, while enhancing the effectiveness and efficiency of their implementation. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, taking this opportunity, I would like to emphasize the important role of research institutions, including CDRI, in the policy-making process, as well as the socio-economic development of Cambodia as a whole. Therefore, I'd like to recommend CDRI to continue strengthening its institutional capacity, especially related to research work, so that it can provide an even better quality outputs for the benefits of the government and the general public as the following. First, strengthening cooperation with regional research institutions to broaden perspectives and vision with the aim of increasing the institution's capacity to serve analytical and research purposes. Second, stimulating the discussion on socio-economic development of Cambodia to continue to promote the spirit of engagement, exchange of ideas, and constructive opinions. And third, continuing to perform as a center for data collection services and publication of quantitative and qualitative research papers, to continue to promote research using primary information and data through data collection and surveys. Specifically, I would like to emphasize that the accuracy and consistency of primary data or microdata are important for the formulation or direction of policy so that it is more targeted and reflects realities in line with the government approach that always actively listens to the people, engages directly in solving the people's problems, and addresses the root causes of those problems. The launching of policies needs to be scientific, not to be based on the feelings. Therefore, research and the accurate inputs collection, the strengthening of institutional capacity is very important issues. If data or information collected are not accurate, therefore the policy making or decision making also inaccurate. So there will be a loss, first time, second resources. But the important thing is that what are the necessary measures will be left out. Sometimes the intervention are not targeted correctly. Therefore, these are the important factors where the royal government also taking measure to strengthen the institutional capacity to collect and analyze information or data correctly to ensure consistency and quality in preparing policies. And in that, the development partners, including CDI, also very important actor. Therefore, the ways that the government is doing its work It's not based on one person knows everything. That is based on a team of experts with high quality, intellectual quality, team up together with discussions and to prepare policies to launch the measure and implementation with the M&E. Whatever policies first start from the analysis of the situation correctly. That is based on data. When we analyze correctly and we roll out the policy, that must be in line with the situation, the realities and scientific. We cannot copy World Bank's policy for other countries to implement in Cambodia. We, of course, take some experiences there, but to align with Cambodia's reality. The reality that we collected with the people. When I walked in, I talked with Excellency GSRA as well as with Dr. Netra. We need to look at our economic survey or studies. We need to look at the macro perspective. Of course, we look at the economic growth. Of course, macro perspective does not reflect the micro situation in each fields. Of course, we cannot have every sectors grow at 6%, but some sector growing faster than 6, some slower. For example, detailed sectors or informal sector, which are involved with the small selling by people, where I follow up very closely. I have asked some places. They said 6 or 7 months ago, some restaurant or some shops closed, but now we see more shops are reopened, which sometimes it does not reflect consistent with the data or the growth rate on the micro basis, because we do it aggregately from including tourism, textile or industry or agriculture. We aggregate together. But if we want to target any sector, we need to do the research and seize the right information. This is the importance of the data collection. The discussion with the stakeholders are also important. We cannot take data from industry or textile to assess the demand in the service sector. We need to do the survey in that sector, and we need to do it consistently, and we have to implement the monitoring and evaluation process. Therefore, such a forum, today's forum, and the government also made this consistently, especially through our mechanism to meet with the private sector. In 2023, we had one forum, and we hope this year we will organize that mechanism again. We also have another mechanism, that is the more than 10 working group with private sector to work together in order to solve issue together. The day before yesterday, I talked with Excellency Cabinet Secretary for the civil service, for the civil aviation. What are the incentives that we need to promote in order to attract tourism, or we organize charter flight? So these are the survey and the constant meetings to collect data, and these are primary data, which is very important. But we need to do further study in order to be based on the scientific approach. There are many approaches. I said there are two methodologies. First is scientific approach. The second is based on the feeling. We cannot base on the feeling to analyze information. And information we cannot collect from Google. We, of course, take from the official source or survey. So today, I hope that the stakeholders participating in this also, and the government also waiting to see the result of this conference, so that we can receive all of the inputs to verify with our policies, to see whether we can implement and how far we can go, and how effective that we can align with the realities. So this is what the way that the government has worked, not just by one person sitting in a room by four office and analyze information. Of course, I also earned a PhD degree in economics. But the question whether I know economic issues in Cambodia, in what sector, much better than experts from the Ministry of Economy and Finance, or experts in the sector. Therefore, we need to have participation from private sector, from different angles, to combine together so that we can conclude with the good results. Nothing is perfect, but we can have a result that we can address the issue together. So this is a very important thing, because we recognize that our policy, however good it is written, the situation keeps changing. When we set up policy, we didn't face trade war, but now during the last month, it seems like trade war is emerging. How far the trade war will affect? It will affect the economies of major powers, whether affected these major powers with the imposition of tariff and the emerging of war. What will happen? So these are also the questions we need to consider. The emergence of AI, the use of AI. When we set up the policies, we forecast that. Maybe a few years ago, we forecast what can be done, what can be promoted for sustainable development. Of course, I do agree that for the idea that we can have slower growth, but with sustainability through structural reforms. Excellency Saisamal, this morning, he sent me a message. He said, now there is a rise in the sale of the mortgage or housing, but still lower than before COVID. Of course, I said, previously, the growth was based on speculation. One person may buy 100 flats, but now today's growth is the real growth. Therefore, the high growth rate without a proper basis, with a short term, without sustainability, versus the slower growth but with a good ground. But for the world, we cannot ban or we cannot control, because this is economic cycle that could push growth. But we need to consider the basic foundation of the economy, where we need to look at this and make adjustment accordingly. Therefore, to ensure long-term sustainable growth, therefore I do encourage the participants to discuss actively, because we welcome your views. You may be say to yourself, you are just a small researcher. Of course, your inputs will be considered by the government because the country belongs to us all. The government listen to people, listen to experts, to find ways to address issues. We need what are concern of the people. We listen to the experts' view. We need participation from all sectors, from experts, from government officials, from researchers, private sectors, and the people as well, in order to have we call the Center for the Integration of the Ideas. So today, I wish Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm confident that today's conference will be smooth and fruitful. Once again, I would like to encourage Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, to actively participate in the discussion. And finally, I wish Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, success in all your endeavors, and be blessed with the 5 gems of Lord Buddha blessing: longevity, nobility, health, strength, and wisdom. I hereby declare the opening of the Cambodia Outlook Conference 2025. Thank you.
Manet នាយករដ្ឋមន្ត្រីនៃប្រជាជាតិកម្ពុជាហើយក្នុងនាមដៃគូសហការឧបត្ថម្ភក្រសួងការបរទេសនិងពាណិជ្ជកម្មអូស្ត្រាលី តាមរយៈកម្មវិធីភាពជាដៃគូកម្ពុជាអូស្ត្រាលីដើម្បីអភិវឌ្ឍប្រកបដោយភាពធន់សូមសម្ដែងនូវកិច្ចកិច្ចដ៏ខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់ជាទីបំផុតចំពោះសម្ដេចមហាបវរធិបតីហ៊ុនម៉ាណែតដែលបានថ្លែងសន្ទរកថាគន្លឹះនិងមានសំណេះសំណាលប្រកបដោយអត្ថន័យដ៏ជ្រាលជ្រៅជាទីបំផុតហើយតាមរយៈពិធីសំណេះសំណាលនេះខ្ញុំបាទសង្ឃឹមថាអាយដាមលោកជំទាវលោកអុកញ៉ាលោកស្រីមេត្តាចូលរួមនៅក្នុងកម្មវិធីនេះរហូតដល់ទីបញ្ចប់ដោយសារកម្មវិធីនេះនឹងធ្វើការសម្យោគមតិជារបាយការណ៍ចក្ខុវិស័យកម្ពុជាចុងក្រោយបំផុតដើម្បីគោរពផ្ញើជូនសម្ដេចមហាបវរធិបតីក៏ដូចជាសម្ដេចអគ្គមហាសេនាបតីតេជោអំពីការវិវត្តនិងលទ្ធផលនៃសន្និសីទទាំងមូលជាទីបញ្ចប់ខ្ញុំបាទសូមគោរពអញ្ជើញអាយដាមលោកជំទាវលោកអ្នកអុកញ៉ាលោកស្រីភ្ញៀវកិត្តិយសទាំងអស់មេត្តាក្រោកឈរដើម្បីសម្ដែងនៅកិច្ចជូនដំណើរនិវត្តន៍របស់សម្ដេចមហាបវរធិបតីសូមគោរពអញ្ជើញ